Edo governorship election, APC opens defense, calls witnesses. State government to collaborate with South Africa to boost tourism. Plus, towards reducing the cost of food stuff in Nigeria, the federal government is to invest massively in agriculture. This is the EBS Comprehensive News. A very good evening to you and welcome this beautiful evening. My name is Osatuhame Usunde. This is the Comprehensive News. Go into the details of the news for this evening. The All Progressive Congress, the APC, has opened its defense at the Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal with 4 witnesses. EBS Abuja correspondent Henrietta Momodo reports that the Justice Wilfred Pochi-led 3-member panel currently sitting at the National Judicial Institute experienced an intense legal crossfire this Wednesday. The report. And of course, details of this will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. Going back to the details of this evening, the Republic of South Africa has expressed readiness to collaborate with the Edo State government in the areas of boosting hospitality, tourism, and other infrastructural development in the state. The agreement was reached when the South African ambassador to Nigeria, Dr. Bobby Monroe, led other top diplomats to the governor's office in the Government House. Government House correspondent Moses Agboma has the details.
The visit by the South African delegates, led by the Consul General Dr. Bobby Monroe, marks a significant step towards strengthening socio-economic ties, particularly in the areas of tourism, hospitality, and business opportunities. Governor Monday Okpebholo, who received the guests, said Edo State and South Africa share a common history and cultural heritage. He emphasized the importance of fostering a stronger relationship between the two nations.
South Africa and Nigeria, especially Edo, we have a lot in common. So coming together in business is not something that I see that is not possible. It's very possible because we have a common idea, we have common way of doing things. Our doors are open in terms of agriculture, in terms of tourism, and we are ready to support you in any way. I would love you to also visit our Oba, pay him a visit. That is to let you know that we have a history and we have a culture. Edo is set for greatness and investors are welcome.
Ambassador Monroe highlighted the potential benefits for Edo youths in acquiring skills in vocational training, hospitality, and other business opportunities, which, according to the ambassador, would be mutually beneficial to both Edo State and the Gauteng province of South Africa.
Part of the reason why we are here is to seek partnership and collaboration between Edo State together with Gauteng State. Gauteng is the economic hub of South Africa, but we have chosen Edo State because of the great potential that Edo State has. The rich tapestry of culture that we have been following in this country is what has actually attracted us. The infrastructure development potential that we have observed in this country is what has attracted us.
The visit is expected to culminate in the signing of agreements outlining the terms of collaboration and partnership between Edo State and South Africa, which is expected to positively impact the socio-economic development of the state and its people. Moses Agboma, EBS News.
Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has reiterated his administration's commitment to collaborating with the federal government to drive development in the state. This assurance was given during a courtesy visit by the Accountant General of the Federation, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Madeyin, to the Government House in Benin City. Moses Agboma has the details.
Welcoming the Accountant General of the Federation, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Madeyin, who led other federal officials to Edo State Government House aimed at assessing federal pay office in Edo, Governor Monday Okpebholo praised President Bola Tinubu for his interest in Edo State and commended the appointment of Mrs. Madeyin as Accountant General of the Federation, noting significant improvements since her assumption of office.
The procurement department is very dear to me because I chaired that public procurement when I was at the Senate. It's a way of due process, and I believe, Madam, she's a due process person. That is why she can be, even as a Accountant General, she cannot just dip her hand into money and start paying contractor. When you were announced as the Accountant General of the Federation, one thing that came to my mind is that that is the right person. And I knew in my mind that we were going to do well. And today, the testimony is there. A lot of improvement in the system. We are seeing it from far, even when we are not close to you. Development is taking place. By the grace of God, we are going to take Edo to enviable position.
On her part, Mrs. Madeyin expressed gratitude to the governor for his commitment to advancing the state, adding that it is a collaboration that underscores the Edo State government's efforts to strengthen ties with the federal government, fostering development and growth in the region.
We have an ongoing project of a construction of a building to house the federal pay office in Edo. The office is currently, for some years, has been domicile or dwelling in the federal secretariat, but like it has been happening to other states. Few of them have had a separate building called the Federal Pay Office, which is a replica of a treasury house of federal government in the state. These federal pay offices have been performing roles of treasury management to all the federal institutions in all the states of the Federation.
Edo State partnership with the federal government could be said to be yielding positive results for the advancement of the state. Moses Agboma, EBS News.
The National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is set to collaborate with the Edo State government to enhance broadcasting services and empower youth in the state. The agreement was reached on Wednesday when the Director General, Charles Ibuebu, led other media delegates to the Governor's office in the Government House. Government House correspondent Moses Agboma tells us more.
The visit by the National Broadcasting Commission to the Edo State Government House is designed to leverage the Edo State Broadcasting Service, EBS, as a platform to develop the youths and harness their talents. Governor Okpebholo assured the NBC of his administration's support in creating an enabling environment for broadcasting to thrive in the state. He noted that the partnership with Edo recognizes the significant achievements recorded by his administration in a short period.
If you look at our history, the history speaks for itself. You coming to us, it's like recognizing what Edo stands for. The only city right from ages that has never changed. Midwest is Benin City. Belgium is Benin City. Edo is Benin City. That alone is culture itself. I'm happy the way you are introducing, the way I think TV should go is high definition. The normal terrestrial is old-fashioned. That is the analog. Today, everybody is going for PTV. And the box, people are ready to manufacture those boxes for the faster growth of the industry.
On his part, NBC Director General Charles Ebwebu revealed that the meeting was rewarding with regards to the NBC and the state government through its media outfits, which will not only focus on digital switchover by creating digital markets, but also provide platforms for youths to showcase their individual talents.
The NBC chose to partner with Edo State. Amongst other states, this is the first we're taking the step, so we're partnering with his administration to see what we can do with media, how we can empower the youths to produce more content and be able to give a platform where they can be visible not only in Nigeria, all over the world.
Earlier, Managing Director Edo Broadcasting Service Suleiman Alede praised the Okpebholo administration for reviving the station in Ihire, which had been dormant for decades. Alede emphasized that the partnership will yield better results given Edo State's abundance of creative talents.
Less than 100 days in office, His Excellency has activated our Ihire substation, which has been down for over a decade. Your Excellency, I want to say thank you for giving us the roadmap and support. Any moment from now, from next week, we'll be having our first conversation, a telephone live conversation from that studio with His Excellency and yourself. We'll speak with you all live from Ihire.
The collaboration is expected to have a positive impact on the state's development, marking a significant step towards enhancing broadcasting services across the Federation. Moses Agboma, EBS News.
The Edo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency has organized a training program to improve the communication skills of its officers across the 18 local government areas. The training is aimed at helping them write and report better, making primary healthcare activities more visible. The report.
The acting Executive Secretary of the agency, Mr. Sunday Osayande, emphasized the importance of communication in the health sector. He urged participants to take the training seriously as it would help them share important health information effectively.
Information to the new and cranny of the state about what the agency is currently doing and still doing.
The head of the Public Relations Unit, Mrs. Nene Olaye, explained that the program was designed to equip health personnel with communication skills. She said the training would enable them to share stories about healthcare development in their communities.
A lot of attention is focused on the headquarters at the agency. So we want to expand communication. There are 18 LGAs in Edo State. So we want to expand communication, be able to tell the stories of all the LGAs, what exactly is happening in primary healthcare sectors within or across all the LGAs.
A media expert and former chairman of Ratawo, Comrade Terry Idaho, along with Edward Osegale, delivered lectures on effective communication.
In communication, we have the sender, the channel or medium, and the what? The receiver or the destination. You see the completeness of that communication definition here.
So the primary healthcare agency has their responsibility. The DOIs has their responsibility. The Ministry of Health has the responsibility. Why collaboration? Define levels and responsibility within the Edo State healthcare system.
Some of the participants, Mrs. Philomena Okwelebe and Gabriel Irabo, expressed appreciation to the agency for organizing such a workshop. They noted that good communication is essential in every organization and that the training had improved their skills.
Our communication is very vital to any organization, and it has impacted me in such a way that I will be able to construct my message better, because they've taught us key message and how to pass your message to your receiver. So I now know the proper channel to use so that my receiver will understand the message better.
Today, we've been taught how to bring health activities, to the public, to make people know and understand
about health activities.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to lowering the cost of food commodities through massive investments in agricultural production. Idris stated this in Abuja on Tuesday at a press briefing to kickstart the ministerial briefing session for 2025. He emphasized that while the government would not impose price control on food commodities in line with the principles of the free market economy, it remained focused on reducing prices by boosting agricultural production and increasing supply. The Benin Traditional Council say no traditional coral beads should be used in any occasion such as wedding, burials, and any social events and non-social events. During the traditional funeral rites of Ioba Omo Ikweyeme Ioba Ewaye II, which begins on Saturday 15th February 2025 till Thursday 27th March 2025. A statement signed by the Secretary Benin Traditional Council by Frank Irabo explained that only small white beads are allowed to be worn during this period. Members of Angel House Ministry have expressed gratitude to God for what they call double blessing, the successful 2025 Passover sacrifice and the completion of the church's 40-day prayers and fasting program. Despite economic challenges, the church offered over 18 cows, 100 goats, chickens, and other livestock in this year's Passover sacrifice. The report is presented from the studio.
This act of worship is rooted in the biblical account of the Israelites' exodus from Egypt as recorded in the Holy Bible. In a sermon delivered by Pastor Mrs. Joy Ajala titled Go Forward, she urged members to remain steadfast in faith despite life's challenges.
Don't mind the mass. They may be very close to you, but they can't get you. That person may have power, but they can't fall you down. You go forward. Just stand still. Don't let your faith shake.
A key highlight of the event was the release of blessings by the church patriarch, Prophet Dr. Ebs Sunday Ajala, who has spent 40 days in prayer and fasting on the mountain. The congregation also witnessed a practical demonstration of faith as the proceeds from the Passover sacrifice were shared among members. Some members of the church speak on the essence of the annual Passover sacrifice service.
In anything one is doing, when God is involved, it's always awesome. Because Prophet Ebs Sunday Ajala, Apostle Mrs. Joy Ajala, whatever they are doing, they put God first.
I'm very happy. Yearly, they normally give me such a thing. I'm very, very happy. In fact, today I can say this year is satisfactory. I should tell other pastors to emanate from Ajala.
2025, a very good year for Angel House Ministry. As you can see, 18 cows were sacrificed today. And despite the fact that there's hardship in the country, but Angel House Ministry, we are all happy.
There were cultural displays and presentations from various groups. The event climaxed with a Thanksgiving offering followed by special prayers from Prophet Ebs Sunday Ajala for the congregation.
I declare the door of your bishop open. You will receive more than this. Not unfortunately one last year, they won't sack you in your office. Receive your promotion. All business women and men here, receive your paper.
In another development, Prophet Ebs Sunday Ajala has been honored by the Nigeria Union of Journalists Edo State Council, led by the chairman, Festus Alenke, for his outstanding support and contributions to humanity.
We are on our first break. We're going off on some commercials. You can watch Edo Broadcasting Service on Star Times, channel 113, and GoTV, channel 141 for more on our news. Subscribe to Edo Broadcasting Service on YouTube. And ahead on the news, Senate quizzes the Nigeria police force over missing assault rifles. Details of this and other reports right after the break. Stay with us.
Let me ask you a question. What's holding you back? Is it the pressure of your job, the demands of your education, or your ability to connect with the world? Is it access to the right information? Are you lost? Is it your location, or where you live, or how far you are away from the opportunities? Maybe it's your language, your culture, or your traditions. Again, I ask you, what's holding you back?
Unlimited data from Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Whoever, wherever you are, stay connected.
Welcome back from that break. We continue with the comprehensive news and going back to the details for this evening. The Senate has questioned the Nigerian police force about 3,907 assault rifles missing from various police formations in the country as contained in 2019 audit report by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation. Abuja correspondent Ayututu Alufohai reports that the Senate Committee on Public Accounts expressed its public account for the missing firearms.
Representative of the Auditor General of the Federation, Olu Samuel Godwin, said that the 2019 audit report showed that as of December 2018, 178,459 pieces of firearms were unaccounted for, out of which 88,078 were AK-47 rifles. He explained that a review of the Arms Movement Register, monthly returns of arms and ammunition, and the ammunition register at the police armory revealed alarming discrepancies. As of January 2020, 3,907 firearms were unaccounted for across various police formations. The breakdown of the missing firearms include 601 from 15 training institutions, 42 from 23 police formations, 1,514 from 37 police commands, 29 from zones 1 to 12, and 1,721 from the police mobile force. AIG Abdul could only account for 15 out of the 3,907 missing rifles, 14 of which were lost through personnel killed in active service, and one rifle reportedly lost in 1998.
Some commands and formation did not report loss of firearms and ammunition. Consequently, signals were sent to the affected formation to produce comprehensive investigation report on the loss of the said ammunition on the firearms and ammunition, as well as complete Treasury Form 146 for audit attachment in pages 219 to 224.
The committee members, who were upset about the inability of the police to explain the whereabouts of the missing firearms, urged the police to take full responsibility for tracking the missing firearms and bringing those responsible to justice.
Those attached to me regularly tells me that they want to regularize not only the booking of the arms, but also from time to time that they are where they are supposed to be. And sometimes your officers come to check if they are still with you in case they may have left without reporting. To make the assumption you are made to insult the intelligence of the police.
I'm telling you.
When you suggest to us that if an officer moved from Benin on official escort duty to which you officially are legally assigned him, that you will presume his weapon is no longer with him.
The committee told AIG Abdul and his team to come up with a more thorough response to the queries and appear before it on Monday at 12 noon. Ayetutu Alufohai, EBS News, Abuja.
The Nigerian Senate this Wednesday passed 4 bills, including the regional development bills, after recommitting them to the Committee of the Whole. Abuja correspondent Ayetutu Alufohai brings the details.
The bills are the Northwest Development Commission Establishment Bill, Southwest Development Commission Establishment Bill, Southeast Development Commission Establishment Bill, and the National Youth Service Corps Trust Fund Establishment Bill. Senate Leader Okpeyemi Bamidele, who moved the motion for the recommittal of the bills, said they were passed by the National Assembly and forwarded to the clerk for onward transmission to President Bola Tinubu for assent.
That the funding clauses for the Commission and the fund which are proposed to be established as provided in these bills appear to contradict Section 162 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Senate is aware that Section 1, subsections 1 and 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended provide that the Constitution is supreme and any law that contradicts the Constitution shall be null and void to the extent of the contradiction.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio thanked the lawmakers for their efforts in realizing this goal.
So by these various amendments, from the NYC Act to the Northwest Development Act to the Southeast Development Commission Act to the Southwest Development Commission Act, all are now brought into conformity with the Nigerian Constitution, and we shall now direct that they be transmitted to Mr. President for assent. So I thank my colleagues for their contributions, their patience, and their patriotic zeal and dedication to the service of our fatherland. I thank you all.
Plenary continues tomorrow. Ayetutu Alufohai, EBS News, Abuja.
The House of Representatives Committee on Public Petitions this Wednesday invited the Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, to appear before it on Tuesday, February 18th, 2025, over the failure of some senior officials to retire after reaching their due retirement dates. This followed the consideration of a petition by the Obasi Fersen Help Foundation alleging that some assistant comptroller and controllers were due for retirement but had blatantly refused to leave the service. A statement issued by this Wednesday by the head of Media House Committee on Public Petitions, Chuks Oko, named the concerned officers as Imam Umar and Egu, all assistant controllers, and Awe, Fatia, and Faith, all controllers. Issuing the summons, the committee noted that the Comptroller General has a duty as a public officer to clarify the situation to Nigerians. The Nigeria Customs Service, NCS, Enugu Anambra Ebonyi Area Command, has said that it has generated 50.8 billion naira as revenue in 2024. The controller in charge of the area, Comfort Upana, made this known this Wednesday in Enugu. Upana said the feat was achieved by the area command through the implementation of the vision and policy guidelines of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adini. According to her, working with the 3 policy guidelines of the CG, which include consultation, innovation, and consolidation, enabled the command to achieve the milestone, which is the first time the command was able to meet and surpass its revenue targets. The leadership of the National Association of Edo State Students have pledged its unalloyed solidarity and support for the state governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo. Newly elected president of the association, Enugama Osaweme Emmanuel, gave the assurance shortly after the inauguration of the 17-member executive of the body in Benin City. Benedict Okate brings the details of this report.
By the powers and authority officially and constitutionally vested on me as the inauguration chairman, National Association of Edo State Students, NAES National 2025, I hereby dissolve all 2024 National Executive Council executives.
That was the chairman of the inauguration committee of the newly elected executive members of the National Association of Edo State Students, Momo Moshood, announced the dissolution of the former executive members of the association during the ceremony held at the conference hall of the Edo State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in the Edo State capital. This was closely followed by the administration of oath of office on the newly elected members of the National Association of Edo State Students by the immediate past probate registrar, High Court, Benin, George Odidi. Do solemnly swear that I will be faithful. President, National Association of Edo State Students, Enogama Osaweme Emmanuel, acknowledged the ongoing developmental efforts by Governor Monday Okpebholo, especially his recent intervention in the delayed induction of medical students from the Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, and assured of their loyalty and needed support.
We are solidly behind the leadership of the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo. While calling on all Edo State governments towards the welfare for all Edo State students, such as bursary, scholarship, in order to enhance the affection of all Edo State students.
Some other elected members of the National Association of Edo State Students, drawn from tertiary institutions across the country, are Oga Hannah Egogo, Vice President, National Affairs, Ukacho Rachel Egogo, Second Vice President, Special Duties, Asomoha Busari Riliwan, Secretary General, while Sado Clement Akubo is to function as Speaker. The executive of the National Association of Edo State Students, which was elected on 11 January 2025, is to be in office for 1 year. Benedict Okate, EBS News.
The need for government at all levels to pay special attention to special needs children to enable them compete favorably with their peers around the world have been stressed. Some special students at Ihogwe Secondary School stated this while speaking with EBS News on the challenges special students face in their education pursuit. Friday Himator has the details.
Special children are physically challenged children who required special needs to enable them compete favorably with their peers in every area of their lives. These special children, are they really getting the desired attention they required?
Please.
Head of Department, Special Education Teachers, Ihogbe Secondary School, Michael Osarigwe, highlights the challenges faced by the special children and teachers.
It will be ups and downs. So every government come in to give us their own idea. And at the end, we are not getting the desired result we need. So my special appeal to just a habit, give us accommodation and classroom that will be fit person living with disability.
Some of the special students appealed to government to assist them with vehicles for transportation, hostel accommodation, as well as learning materials.
The challenges we face as students is that transportation, because we have only one special school. So and our various homes are very far. So for us to get to school here, it becomes a very big problem because we cannot talk, we cannot hear. The issue of we don't have enough special teachers. There are teachers in the school, but we don't have enough special teachers. We believe that there is ability in disability.
Where I'm staying is very far and no transport to be coming. I won't need vehicle that will be taking me down to this place because this morning I don't have transport to come. I now have to trek from that Agbo side. Over if I just trek all the way from that side down to this place.
We are appealing to a Edo State governor to come to our aid, to provide us hostel. This can really enable us to learn faster, to know faster, because without accommodation, no student can able to learn. No student can able to leave their various house, because if somebody that cannot see guide, how can he leave his house?
Their teachers, Dennis Enadege and Amarachi Izeko, also corroborated the students' appeal.
Please, we need more teachers in special departments. Right now, the few special teachers we have, they teach across, so we share them in school with regular students. I want to beg our government, so please provide equipment like catering tools, because like in our school we teach them catering.
Sunday Samuel, who is also visually impaired, is an ex-student of Ihogbe Secondary School.
My process of learning at Ihogbe College was not actually easy at all. After I graduated from this Ihogbe Special School, from the Special Department from the Blind, then I see the need of contributing back to the society. That's why I myself, Sunday Samuel, also known as Media Prophet, came to Ihogbe College to donate electricity to the Special Department for the Blind at Ihogbe College.
Edo State Commissioner for Education, Dr. Emmanuel Padi Iyamu, could not be reached for comments as he was said to be away on official engagements.
It is often said that there is ability in disability. These special students need government attention to enable them to compete favorably with their peers the world over, most especially in the education sector. From Ihogbe College here in Benin City, Friday Ehimoto, EBS News.
The All Progressives Congress, APC, has opened its defense at the Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal with 4 witnesses. EBS Abuja correspondent Henrietta Momodu reports that the Justice Wilfred Pucci-led 3-member panel currently sitting in the National Judicial Institute experienced an intense legal crossfire this Wednesday. The report.
4 witnesses were called by the third respondent in the petition by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and its candidate Asue Ighodalo against INEC, Governor Monday Okpebholo, and APC. They were Theophilus Afuda, coalition agent in Esa North Local Government Area; Kamorudin Koka, coalition agent in Onwa; Gabriel Iduseyi, coalition agent in Oedo; and Frank David, coalition agent from Onwa West Local Government Area. Confronted with election result sheets from polling units in places under contention, the APC coalition agents identified overvoting and promptly stated that results from such polling units were cancelled. They added that all such cancelled results did not reflect on the final result collated at the local government collation level as shown by presented exhibits. Legal advisor to the third respondent, Stephen Okoro, and the PDP chieftain Ogbede Isibo Ifalui bear the minds on the integrity and quality of the testimonies given by the witnesses.
And I must tell you that we have 2 types of questions: the relevant questions and irrelevant questions. I tell you for free that this morning, PDP were asking irrelevant questions that does not deserve any answer, to the very extent that the tribunal judges were telling them, next question, next question, next question.
Yeah, he admitted the result was cancelled on EC8B, but in the case of overvoting, the Electoral Act stipulates that the presiding officers must cancel the results at the polling unit station and then fill from EC40G, which the presiding officers failed to do. So that does not substantiate cancellation. So it is obvious that although on the from EC8B, it is showed dash, but INEC failed to do their job according to the Electoral Act to cancel the results.
Other stakeholders from both divide also share their views.
The procedures are going on very well. The judges are doing their utmost, and you could see that both parties have their witnesses, and at the end of the day, I'm sure, yeah, we are sure of victory for our party, because I really don't see the need for all of these things. So, but we are grateful to God. But let's not jump the gun. The procedures are going on very, very well.
Where elections were cancelled was also reignited in the case, which was not called for, because most of the units cancelled, most of the election cancelled, had already been taken care of by INEC. So it's like an exercise in futility, reinstating it again in the court.
We believe in this judicial process, we believe in the judiciary. We are very confident that, based on the testimonials we have and the witnesses that we feed from our own side, we're very confident that every other thing that they're doing is just for fulfill righteousness. I am 100% sure and certain that at the end of this, the PDP is going to go home victorious in this judgment.
From the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Henrietta Momodu, EBS News.
The Nigeria government has temporarily suspended applications for the establishment of private universities for the next 1 year, citing the need for a comprehensive review of regulatory guidelines. The National Universities Commission, NUC, which regulates universities' education in Nigeria, disclosed this in a statement signed by its Executive Secretary, Abdullahi Ribadu. The statement, however, noted that the suspension only affects the new submissions and inactive applications and proposals that have not advanced beyond the letter of intent stage. It added that the active pending applications will be reviewed and appropriate recommendations will be made to the Federal Executive Council for approval. The Commission has also increased application fees from 1 million naira to 5 million naira and processing fee from 5 million naira to 25 million naira. The Commission also directed applicants who have already purchased forms to pay the revised processing fee within 30 working days or risk forfeiting their application. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has warned candidates registering for the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and Direct Entry to avoid unauthorized registration centers, cautioning the patronizing of such centers could lead and result in invalidation of their registration. JAM's Public Relations Officer in Jigawa State, Mukram Adamu, issued the warning in a statement on Tuesday in Dutse, the state capital. According to him, 1,021 candidates have so far registered in Jigawa State for the 2025 UTME out of a total of 201,867 candidates registered nationwide at the registration, and that the registration is being conducted at 12 approved computer-based test centers across the state. The spokesperson emphasized that the approved CBT centers were established to ensure a smooth, transparent, and hitch-free registration process while also preventing cases of fraud and irregularities. We have come to the second break. Still to come, killings of a corps member, and police parade, 26 suspects for various offenses. Stay tuned for the details. We'll be right back.
What if upgrading your TV doesn't mean buying a new one? Unbelievable, right? But with the new Airtel Smart Router, you can now watch YouTube on any TV and also get unlimited data for 30 days to stream thrilling Nollywood movies, catch up on football highlights, and keep your kids engaged with edutainment all on YouTube. With the Airtel Smart Router, everyone gets what they love. Get the Smart Router plus unlimited data for 25,000 Naira. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get yours. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
We are on the last lap of the news, the comprehensive news for this evening, and going back into the details. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has charged security agencies on the need to replicate the success recorded in the Ondo State governorship election in the forthcoming Anambra State governorship poll, scheduled to hold on November 8th, 2025. He gave the charge at the first quarterly meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security for the year 2025, held at its headquarters in Abuja. EBS correspondent Henrietta Momodu has the report. Of course, details of this report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. Moving on with the details. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Southeast Development Commission, Mr. Mark Okoye, has reiterated the Commission's commitment to championing economic growth and infrastructure development in the Southeast region. In his inaugural address, Okoye thanked President Bola Tinubu for the opportunity to serve the people, even as he saluted the courage of the 10th National Assembly in passing the Southeast Development Commission bill. He also commended the Senate Committee on Regional Commissions for their role in screening and confirming the board. Following the official inauguration last week, the Commission is now set to commence the execution of its mandate of rebuilding critical infrastructure damaged during the Nigeria Civil War and addressing border developmental challenges in the region. In a statement by the media unit of the Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, made available to journalists on Wednesday, Okoye highlighted the need for development, citing World Bank estimates that Nigeria requires an annual investment of $100 to $150 billion to close her infrastructure gap, with at least $10 billion needed to transform the Southeast alone. Mark Okoye pledged the readiness of the Commission to collaborate with state governments, the private sector, and development partners to drive inclusive growth. He further assured Nigerians, particularly those of Southeast extraction, that SEDC would prioritize action over rhetoric, with every project aligned to a clear roadmap and measurable impact. The nation's electricity grid collapsed moments before noon on Wednesday. That's according to the X handle created for reports on the grid. Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company reported that the system outage happened at 11:34 a.m. The Abuja Electricity Distributing Company also confirmed the development on X, formerly known as Twitter, and this is the first collapse of the grid in 2025 after it experienced line tripping in January. At least 12 persons have lost their lives to Lassa fever in Ondo State out of 112 confirmed cases. According to the Statistician General of the state, Olushola Ajayi, who revealed this, 353 suspected cases have been reported in the state. While describing the situation as alarming, Ajayi urged workers of the state's Waste Management Authority to brace up in assuring cleanliness of the state. The Statistician General also appealed to the waste management officials to collaborate with other stakeholders in the health sector towards ensuring a healthy environment as part of ways to reduce the menace. At least Plateau State Commissioner, of Police, Emmanuel Adesina, has announced the arrest of 26 suspects for various offences, including 2 individuals linked to the brutal killing of a National Youth Service Corps member, NYSC, that's South One Adamu Fade, in the Pankish local government area of the state. The suspect, identified as Samuel Dankat and Zatsinen Wubwere, were apprehended following an investigation into the attack that led to the death of Fade, who was serving at the Federal College of Education in Pankshin. According to the police, the incident occurred on January 22nd, 2025, when a group of hoodlums stormed the Pankshin Town Stadium and attacked the corps member, leaving him severely injured, which led to his death. The commissioner assured that efforts were ongoing to apprehend other suspects who fled the scene, emphasizing the commitment of the police to ensuring justice. Additional also commended residents for their cooperation in combating crime and urged them to continue supporting security agencies. The Central Bank of Nigeria has eliminated the 3 free monthly withdrawals previously allowed for customers using other bank ATMs. The Apex Banks directed all banks and financial institutions to implement new ATM withdrawal charges from March 1st, 2025. Lucky Binova reports that some bank customers in Benin Metropolis are reacting to the policy.
With the latest directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria for the scrapping of free ATM withdrawal charges, it means customers will not pay for every withdrawal made from another bank's ATM. The Apex Bank says the policy is expected to accelerate the deployment of ATMs across the country. Some respondents in Benin say the policy will further impoverish the masses and called on the government to introduce human-friendly policies that will better the lives of the people.
Because how can you withdraw money from another bank and they will still charge you for it? When you do a transfer, it's like everything we do now on the financial department, or they charge us for everything, including this harsh economy. No, it's not fair, honestly. It's like exploitation, because by the time they collect this money, where's the money actually for? You know? Go to POS everywhere, and so we limit ourselves to our own banks.
Nigerians are suffering, and you are bringing more policies to keep suffering Nigerians, pushing them to the wall. the market is increased, bank is increasing, there is tariff everywhere, electricity you pay more. I don't know where we are going.
The policy is not really nice with me, Shaw. I don't know about other people, but for me, it's not nice with me.
These other respondents are of the opinion that the commercial banks should ensure they have enough cash in their ATM so as to minimize the charges they incur from other banks when their own banks are out of cash.
If I go to bank, I cannot withdraw. Even when you have limit to what you can even withdraw with your own money. So who is gaining it? So the poor, we are becoming to be poorer, where the rich is becoming to be richer.
ATM POS cannot give you what it does not have. So it also boils down to effort by the central bank to curtail the frivolous expenses which is affecting the value of the naira.
So I will advise banks to have more outlets that their customer will benefit more by using their same bank, same ATM to withdraw money.
Under the new directive by the Apex Bank, withdrawals made from a customer's bank ATM will remain free. However, customer using another bank's ATM will now be charged 100 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal when using ATMs located within the bank premises. For withdrawals made at off-site ATMs, a charge of 100 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal will apply, along with a surcharge of up to 500 naira. Lucky Igbinoba, EBS News.
The President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Africa Export-Import Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, disclosed at the Afrexim Bank Annual Meeting 2025 signing bank ceremony in Abuja that being the largest recipient of the bank's trade and development finance, Nigeria has attracted accumulated disbursement of about $52 billion from Afrexim Bank. Nigeria is the first beneficiary of a number of flagship transformative projects that the bank is piloting. Orama expressed gratitude to the Nigerian government for its continued support of the bank, particularly in responding positively to capital calls. He also stated that over the past decades, Afrexim Bank has disbursed not less than $140 billion across Africa. These interventions have helped bridge financing gaps left by the retreat of the international banks from the continent, driving economic transformations and reducing Africa's dependence on commodity exports. Oil-producing states in Nigeria have received a total of 2.85 trillion naira in the 13% derivation revenue between 2022 and 2024, which is based on analysis from each state's budget's implementation reports from the period under review. Despite the increase in derivation revenue, 8 states benefited from the 13% derivation revenue, even though the state's domestic debt burden remains at 1.34 trillion naira as of the third quarter of 2024. And according to the data from the Debt Management Office, the revenue designed to compensate these states for oil exploration's environmental and economic impact has continued to rise, but questions linger over the management of these funds in the face of mounting liabilities. The 13% derivation fund is a constitutional provision ensuring that states producing crude oil receive additional allocation from the federal account. The UEFA Champions League has always been the pinnacle of European football, bringing together the best of the top 5 leagues in a spectacle of skill, passion, and drama. Last night's showdown was no exception, delivering breathtaking moments with all eyes on Manchester City as they battle Real Madrid on home turf. Sports correspondent Luke Hassan has more of it in the world of sport.
Sports enthusiasts in Benin Metropolis have weighed in on yesterday's Champions League fixtures, sharing their reactions and expectations for the highly anticipated second leg showdowns next week.
No matter how they are going to play it, I see Real Madrid being on top. The Madrid is the father of Championship League. It's the father of Championship League. When you get to if there's any other competition, you can say, but once you come to Championship, they are the father, they are the grandfather of Championship League. So thank God Mbappe is come back now. I mean, he's on fire and he's firing on all cylinders. So I don't see Manchester City is not very strong as before compared to when they claim the treble. But now I give it to the grandfather of Championship League, which is the Real Madrid.
Definitely, Madrid is not going to lose. That's my point of view, because you can win against City in their home. So there's more assurance that we win in our own stadium.
Other enthusiasts also share the expectations for today's upcoming fixtures, as the Demola Lookman's Atalanta faces Club Brugge, while Bayern Munich goes up against Celtic.
Well, I cannot obviously predict that, but it's going to be a tough match. But I believe Bayern Munich and Atalanta will perform well today.
I'll put my money on Atalanta, but we know things might change. But let's just hope they are in good form. Bayern Munich, I'm going with Bayern Munich. Yeah, they have a record of very good play.
In other fixtures, Feyenoord hosts AC Milan, while Monaco welcomes Benfica in a match that promises a goal-first, intense battle, and dazzling skills under the light skew, the cameras, and action. Luke Hassan, EBS News.
And that is the bulk of the news we have for this evening. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And remember, report any suspicious activities to the relevant security agents. Once again, my name is Osatu Hame Osunde. Thank you for watching. Until next time, good night.